Hi guys, and welcome to my Y62 Patrol talk through, talking about everything that I've done to this car. I bought this car at the start of 2021. Took about 6 months to order it in, and I'm very excited to show it and share it with you guys. So let's crack straight into it. Okay, first up, everyone always asks me, why did I get the Patrol over the Land Cruiser? A lot of people are like massive Toyota fans, but the Y62 Patrol, in my opinion, is so much more bang for buck. It's about $25,000 cheaper than getting the Sahara for the Land Cruiser, and it's pretty much the exact same capability. Now, obviously, I've gone well and truly over the top to get all the modifications I could possibly do with this car. And the reason behind that is next year I'm planning to do a trip around Australia or through different parts of Australia, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you're into four-wheel driving content, outdoors, Australian outback, all that kind of stuff, seeing some fun, cool stuff, there'll be plenty of opportunity to see that here. We're going to go all the way to the tippy top of Australia, being Cape York, and then I want to go all the way through WA as well, and just maybe even check out Tassie, just show everywhere. All right, we're going to go everywhere next year. And I've got another project lining up with this car that will help us be able to stream a lot of that. So let's get into the modifications. I'm sure a lot of you guys just wanted to check out all the mods for this car if you're just out there trying to mod out your Y62 Patrol. First off, we got the off-road animal bull bar. It's the most coolest looking one you can get. It's very hardy and really cool. It's more on the expensive side, but it is definitely the best looking one, and definitely sturdy. From there, we've got the GME antenna for our CB radio, so we can do all the communications. As you come around the front, with the actual off-road animal bull bar, you actually get a bar light with it. So when I got the bull bar installed, they just left the bar light in there. But I also got the Ultravision spotties. Now these things are absolutely beastly. They're not cheap. They're actually extremely expensive. I think it's about 1,500 bucks for the pair of them. But these things are just, you can shoot birds out of the sky with them, that bright. As you come down, this plug right here, this is for us to plug into our solar blanket. So if we want to charge up our internal batteries, you can plug a solar blanket into there, chuck it straight on the bonnet. So if we pull up somewhere, we're going to be there for a few days, then that way we can charge it. We didn't want to put solar panels on the roof just to give us a little bit more storage space on the roof. Behind that, we've got the Runva winch, seriously powerful winch, and you can use that either via a wireless remote, or you can cable in and plug it into that. Underneath the car, we won't be able to show you from here, but I'll get some footage there for you. We've got the underbelly protection to protect us from going over anything. And then we have the retrieval points installed at the front of the bull bar. All right, as you come around, you'll see we've got the Mickey Thompson wheels and tires. They are pretty nuts. These things are 35s. We had to redo the suspension. So to get the GVM upgrade, so we can carry a bit more weight, we had to upgrade the suspension, get the engineer's certificates and stuff for that. The control arms and suspension all together was about $6,500 for the parts, and then obviously labor on top. So it's quite expensive to get that upgrade. But if you do want to do as many modifications, put extra weight on there, extend a fuel tank, stuff like that, it's going to be required. Down here we have the Razzler rock sliders. So we've got the Razzler rock sliders, and also on the rear bar we've got the Razzler rear bar as well. Up top we've got the roof racks, and we've got these, I think they're a 6-inch little side lights. We've got these on both sides. Actually really handy, so when we pull up somewhere at a campsite, if we just want to get some light out to the side of the cars, they're actually quite bright and quite good. Now as we come around the back of the car, are we good? As we come around the back of the car, we also have this little bar light in here installed, and it's just got a little switch on the side, so if we want to get some extra light out the back, we can have those lights on. 2 spare tires on the rear, so we no longer have room for a spare tire inside the car, so we have the 2 on the rear. The Razzler bull bar, and then we can open this up just like this, and there's a hydraulic on these to assist with that. And then we've got access to the back of our car. If you look down here, this is where we have our connection point for our air tank. So if we're gonna go on sand and stuff and we wanna pump up our tires and deflate our tires, we can literally just get to our compressor right there. You can't really see it underneath the car. We also got another spare fuel tank installed. So we've gone from 140 litres to 280 litres. If you guys are from the Imperial units, I think it's about 70 gallons of fuel. So 280 liters, about 70 gallons. It's a lot. It cost us $500 to fill it the other day, so it's not cheap. Anyway, we have both the drawers, MSA drawers. These are really nice. When you go all the way out, they actually have a side light that comes on as well to illuminate the drawer. Now, we have an Engel fridge inside the house at the moment. We haven't got it out here, and you can literally just unlock that, pull that in, bring that down, and then with the fridge on it, you'd be able to, I don't know if we can do it without, nah. We'd be able to pull that out, and then if the fridge was on there, there'd be enough weight to actually pull down the fridge and lower it down, so then we don't have to reach into the top of the fridge. Because there's no fridge in it though, that's going to be all I can show you with that. Now, as I do a lot of YouTube stuff and filming and all that kind of stuff, I've gone pretty crazy with the electronics in this car. Right here, we have 2 more USB ports put into the back of the car, and we also have a power board. So if we were gonna run a laptop out the back of the car, not that we would, but if we wanted to put a kettle in here or something like that, we actually have a power board at the back of the car for us to use. All the battery and stuff is located behind the seat, and then there's got all the fuse boxes on the other side. We also have an isolator switch for the battery just located behind that headrest. If you look up the top here as well, we have the cage to protect. We've got a newborn baby, and if we're gonna go forward driving, we've got a kid in the back. We don't really want anything coming out from the back, hitting our child in the back of the head or falling on us, any stuff that we've got inside the back seat. So we've got that cage in there to protect it. One thing we are missing that I probably would like to get done from this point is I would have put a little light coming down here, so we have a bit more light coming down if we're working out at the back of the car. But you know, you're always going to find things you want to do. As we come around this side of the car, we've got our annex. For the annex, this is a 270-degree annex, so it'll come all the way around to the back of the car and come slightly around the front. So it gives us nice big coverage. So if we want to go camping and all that, we'll have it all exposed all the way around this side here. And this is a Dutch Eclipse annex. All right, so for the inside of the car, I'll start on the center console. I've got 5 new USB ports installed. Now, if with the Y62, the main USB port that comes through, it's only a 1 amp USB port, but it does control the sound system and putting stuff in through the audio system of the car. So if I was to get that changed over, it would screw with the car's sound system. So instead, we just installed 5 new audio ports, USB ports, and then one of them also is the voltmeter for the battery. So we have 5 USB 3.0s, and I think one of them might be a 2.1 or something. We also have the UHF radio, so we've just got the handset part inside here that just clips in there, but if we don't want to put it away, we're doing a lot of driving, can just unplug that, put it in the glove box, don't have to worry about that. Hard to see, but just behind here, this right here is the electronic brake controller. We just installed that yesterday because I've got to do some towing tomorrow. But so it's a Red Arc brake controller. I think it's the V3 Pro Elite version 3 brake controller from Red Arc. Over on this side, it's got the lights button, so put on the high beams or the spotties. We put the light bar and the spotties on right here. And besides that, that's pretty much everything for the inside of the car. If you don't know what the Y62 Patrol comes with, then I suppose you could look at the Nissan website, but we've got the TI-L, which is like the Sahara version of the Patrol. So we get, the sunroof and the better sound system, also the cooler, the electric seats with the memory system. So that's about the major differences for getting the better version with the TI-L. Now this right here is part of the poles for our annex. So I've just got it sitting right here so it's out of the way. I don't really know. We can fit it in the bag up the top actually, so we should probably just do that. This is our battery. I don't know all the specs behind it. I had a good chat to the guy and told him exactly what we wanted to do, and this is the one he recommended. I'll make sure there's a link down below for that. And then on the next to that is the cylinder for the air compressor. So when we press the switch for the air compressor at the back of the car, then we will be able to pump up that compressor and then just have a good flow of air without the compressor constantly having to run 24/7. Just next to the end of this though is also the fuse box. So we've got about a dozen fuses right there. And as I spoke about before, we have the isolator switch for the inverter right here. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the inside of the car. The only thing left to do to this car is the snorkel, and the reason why we haven't got that done yet is the snorkel that we found that we really like is only available at the moment for the previous version of the Patrol. So we're waiting for them to make it in the Y62 version. And once that's done, then we'll get it all done. So I'm actually really excited. this is going to be a lot of fun to get around about in. Also under here we have the exhaust done. I don't remember the exact exhaust we got put on. It was meant to give about 20 brake horsepower onto the actual car's performance, but also gave it a little bit more of a hum when you're giving it a little bit more foot. So I thought it'd be a nice little addition and make it sound a little bit tougher, because before really you only heard the engine going and not the exhaust. So now you'll hear me coming. Also up here on the roof racks, just by undoing this clip, we have access to another table. So we will have a table inside, but this is just a cool little one that we can chuck up if we need an extra table, and it doesn't take up much space because it slides right underneath the roof racks. So guys, before I finish up, I want to give a massive thank you to you guys, because without you guys, there's no way I would have been able to buy such a without your support that wouldn't have happened. So I want to make sure I give you guys plenty of footage from driving around Australia. I bought a big property. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff going out there. Might even make some four-wheel drive tracks so I can show you guys some four-wheel driving stuff. I'm actually not a massive expert in four-wheel driving, but my wife is. So, you know, I'm going to learn from my wife how to drive a car, I guess. And on top of that, if you guys are interested in seeing any of the details of all the parts in this car, I'll have links to every single part in the description down below. So if you're after a bull bar, or want to know what fuel tank I've got, all the details will be underneath in the description. So then for your ease of support. So if you do have this car, you're thinking about doing the mods yourself, you'll be able to do it there. Anyway, I do a lot of gaming on this channel as well, of some IRL funny, enjoyable content. So if you want to check out more of that, make sure you like and subscribe for future content, notification bell, and lastly, I'll see you next time.